Excited to be out here. Look at this Tunisia wilderness. Wouldn't it be funny if I was saying that wrong? Anyway, I had a thought, and that was sometimes we need to be triggered in order to heal. I think about 6 years ago I wouldn't have agreed with that because I wouldn't have understood. So, elaborating on this point, and what I mean is, when we get triggered, a lot of times we frame it as like a bad thing. I personally relapsed a lot of times because of people's comments, the doctor's office. That was triggering for me. So I can appreciate how saying a comment like we need to be triggered is good, can actually feel a little bit threatening. But I don't think that all triggers are bad, because sometimes when you're triggered, you get to look at your situation a little bit differently and you start to ask yourself questions. And to me, I didn't recover until I started asking questions about what was I doing that's not working and what have I not tried yet. Additionally, I prayed a lot. I prayed for God to show me and shine light into the areas that I hadn't tried. I asked Him to show me what was going to work. I asked Him to guide me to recovery. I was actually really afraid of recovery because I was already pretty overweight and I didn't want to gain any more weight. I was too afraid. That was actually what was keeping me sick. This is something I still have to kind of battle every day. Like, our weight changes all the time. So releasing that emotion and that high if the number goes down or the clothes fit looser, it's not reflecting our worth, and it's just a hollow affirmation. Inside eating disorder recovery, if we don't get that balanced perspective, we can never actually achieve weight balance for our health. So sometimes being triggered can help you ask those questions that are hard for you to kind of picture unless, you're triggered. So sometimes the questions and the exercises are triggering because it gets you to look at the things that really suck. Like, it sucks to kind of work through these deep-seated issues where you don't want to go because it's hard. There's a lot of pain packed in there. But fortunately, when you do the hard thing, it's rewarding. You teach yourself something subconsciously, and that's that you can persevere and that you can do what you didn't think that you could do. And you are challenging yourself to become more resilient, more of a risk taker. And I'm not talking about, risks like that don't make sense. I'm asking you to take risks that around things that you haven't tried yet. Like for me, I actually tried a version of what people may call keto. And that actually helped me heal my binge eating. The reason why is because the fat content that I was eating, it made me stop fearing fat. I was fearing fat for years, thinking it was going to make me gain weight. But it actually triggered my brain to feel normal. Something that I have never felt before in my adult life. And then it helped my body to heal because it actually helped me remove a lot of foods that I was sensitive to. Corn, soy. I'm not sensitive to wheat, but it basically removed all grains out. And what was beautiful is I figured out how to cook in a way that didn't make me feel deprived. I was not eating low calorie, but I was eating in a way that felt really delicious and satisfying to me. So that was important in my recovery because that also allowed me to decrease inflammation by getting out those food sensitivities. Healing that inflammation helped my body to be able to heal my gut. Circling back, being triggered can help you ask those questions that you need to ask yourself to find that recovery plan that works for you. Don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid when something seems threatening, unless you know for a fact that that's not right for you. Do a scan inside your chest and just sit with that and take these ideas and thoughts captive and find out, are they worth exploring or do they need to be totally put behind? Don't be afraid to explore new treatment or health improvement techniques unless your doctor says it's unsafe for you. All of us are different, so that's part of the important part, but I like to think of recovery and thinking outside the box. We like to think of things as having parameters around it, but when you create a life where there's parameters around it, you actually stunt your growth, which is not what we want to do. We want to have a life that we've dreamed of. We want to have a life where we feel connected to ourselves and connected to the world around us. Getting that recharged air, getting recharged by the forest and the outside, that nature really, really helps me and my mental health. It's like my antidepressant, you know?